What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today I want to talk about, I've had a lot of people ask me this question about living abroad. And they're asking me if I'm receiving Social Security, am I able to live abroad? And I've answered this in the comments. I've talked about it a little bit on the channel, but I want to show you this clip from AARP, and they're going to be talking about this exact thing. And then we're going to talk a little bit about just living abroad and my experience so far with 5 months. I've been living abroad for 5 months now. I don't do it full time. I do travel back to the U.S. And so I just want to talk a little bit about my experience. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. But first off, on this channel, we talk about money and the financial struggles that Americans are facing today. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so why are we even talking about living abroad or alternative living lifestyles? I guess we can call it that. The main reason that I started talking about this is just because of the things that are going on in the U.S. right now when it comes to the financial problems, the financial hardships that people are having in the U.S. And I started posting videos just talking about living abroad. There are people that are living in Mexico, living in Colombia, like I'm in Colombia right now, or living in the Philippines, living in Thailand, living in these other countries. And a lot of them are retired and they're expats. They've moved out of the U.S. and now they're living a good life in a different country. Now, I know for some people, they think, you know what, I could never leave the U.S. I would never do that. But this is an option for those people who are open to living in another culture, living in a different country. So I wanted to answer this Social Security question because this is a key for a lot of people. You have a lot of people that are living just on Social Security. They don't have any other income. And so I wanted just to reassure you that in a situation where if you're receiving Social Security, you're only receiving Social Security, and let's just throw a number out there, $1,500 is what you receive every month. Could you live in another country? There are a lot of people that are doing that, and they're living a good life, living on the beach with $1,500 Social Security benefits. And so let me show you this clip real quick, and then we're going to come back and we'll talk a little bit about this. Here we go.
Can I collect Social Security if I live outside the United States?
Yes. U.S. citizens who qualify to collect Social Security benefits can receive their payments while living in almost all other countries.
Almost all? What are the exceptions?
Social Security will not send payments to anyone in Cuba and North Korea due to U.S. government sanctions. Americans living in these countries can recoup missed payments once they move elsewhere.
Is that it?
Not exactly. There are several other countries where U.S. citizens can receive Social Security payments only under certain conditions, such as agreeing to personally visit the U.S. Embassy or consulate every 6 months.
What about non-citizens?
Non-U.S. citizens who qualify for benefits based on their own work or family history may also be able to get them abroad depending on their country of citizenship and country of residence. To find out if you're eligible to receive benefits abroad, check with Social Security's Office of Earnings and International Operations.
One more thing. How do I actually get my benefit if I live elsewhere?
Social Security can send your payment electronically to a bank in any country that has a direct deposit agreement with the U.S., as most do. Wherever you live, your benefit is still calculated in U.S. dollars, and the amount you receive may be subject to exchange rates and bank fees. To learn more, go to aarp.org/Social Security.
Okay, so that was AARP. Now, I encourage you to go over to their website, and you can find out more information there. But I just wanted to talk, and not only go to AARP, but also go to the Social Security Administration. You can find out information on that website as well. Now, they didn't talk specifically about SSDI, and I've had some people ask me about SSDI. So when it comes to SSDI, you will qualify as well, but go to the Social Security Administration website, and that's where you're going to find out the most up-to-date information. When it comes to SSI, SSI does not qualify, so you cannot go out of the country and receive SSI. So if you had that question, that's something else you're going to have to. I think SSI, you can go on vacation, so you could travel, but you can't be out of the country more than 30 days or something like that. So just so you know, that's how SSI works. Now, SSDI, or when it comes to Social Security, you can still receive that outside of the country. So if I were you and you're interested in living outside of the country, find out more information by going to the Social Security website, and then you can also look at AARP. They have some more information over there. But when it comes down to it, when we're looking at the situations that we're facing today in the United States, this is just another option. Now, there are a lot of different factors that you have to think about. You have to think about family. If you have family in the U.S., you might not want to leave your family in the U.S. and go to another country. Some people do it, but you might not want to do it. You might be in a situation like me. I'm not collecting Social Security. I just retired. I have a pension that I'm collecting right now, but I want to split my time. I want to split 6 months in another country, 6 months in the U.S., 6 months in another country, 6 months in the U.S. That's the way that I want to do things. I still have family in the U.S. I still have obligations in the U.S., and so that's the main reason why I want to do that. I want to split the time. Now, splitting the time, depending on how you work it, you can save money by doing that. And the easiest way to do it is, let's say in my situation, I have a house in the U.S., so I'm still paying mortgage on that house. Now, I can do a variety of different things with that house. I can rent it out to someone. I can have it as an Airbnb where someone rents it out temporarily for a month or 2 months or what have you. And so I can do that in order to offset the cost of a mortgage. Or I can just say, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pay that mortgage and live in another country for 2 months or 3 months at a time, and then come back and then kind of go back and forth. Now, doing it that last way, I'm not going to save any money because I'm going to be paying a mortgage, and then I'm also going to have to pay for housing wherever I'm living. So that's not really saving money. But if I were to rent it out to someone, that's where I could save money and not have to pay my mortgage and just pay for an apartment in another country. And that's what some people do. Now, in my case, I don't really know if I'm going to go that far. I'll probably just go back and forth and not rent my house out. That way it's open, it's free for me to move, to go back home at any time. But when you look at this whole situation, when it comes to living abroad, there are a variety of different reasons why you might want to consider it. Let's say if you're renting and your 6-month lease is coming up, and you decide, you know what, I'm going to live somewhere else for 6 months. I'm going to live outside of the country for 6 months. And so you don't renew that lease, and then you live somewhere else for 6 months. You could probably save a lot of money by doing that. Because let's just say on the average, I think the average price to rent is like $1,300 in the U.S. And when I say $1,300, I'm talking about $1,300, and that includes California, New York. So just on average, it's $1,300. So it might be cheaper where you live. So let's just throw that number out there, $1,300, and that is a one bedroom, one bath. And so in the U.S., that's what you would pay. Now, if you go to other countries like Colombia, and I'll speak for Colombia because I'm here right now, Colombia, you're talking about $300 to $400 for a one bedroom, one bath. And that is if you're renting directly from the owner. Now, if you're going through Airbnb or something like that, it's not set up for long-term stays. So you can do a month here, a month there. But when it comes to like a 6-month lease, Airbnb is not going to set that up for you. And Airbnbs tend to be more expensive than if you were just to go to an owner and say, I would like to rent your place out, or go to a real estate agency and have them find a place for you to rent in Colombia. So $300 to $400. So you could see how much you're saving. You're saving $1,000, $900 per month just by making the decision to live in another country. Let alone the cost of food is less. The cost of going out is less. And so you can save money when it comes to that as well. And there are a lot of people that are now expats, and that's what they've done. They've moved to another country. They've moved to Mexico, Thailand, Philippines, Colombia. Those are some of the popular destinations. And they're living there on very little money, maybe $1,300 to $1,400 a month, just Social Security mainly. And that's how they're surviving. And so I just wanted to get this out here so you guys understand when it comes to Social Security, yes, you do have an option to live outside of the country. Now, there are some restrictions. You saw in North Korea and Cuba, they are restricted, so you can't live there. And if you live in some other countries, you might have to go to the embassy every 6 months. So just understand that. It is available for most countries, but not all countries. So if you have any other questions about living abroad, make sure you post a comment below. And then also, if you guys have specific questions about Colombia, I'm here right now. I can answer those questions for you. So make sure you post that down below as well. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.